Greetings, Major Taylor Trail Keepers community. I'm so thrilled and excited that you've chosen to join us again this month. I am sitting next to the esteemed attorney Carshena J. Ross. She is a highly accomplished attorney and entrepreneur based in Chicago. Now, as the managing partner of Superior Source Capital LLC, she leads a full-service brokerage specializing in residential and commercial lending, providing vital capital resources to CEOs, startups, homeowners, and investors. Now, Attorney Ross also serves as the Chief Executive Officer of the prestigious Carshena J. Esquire Law Firm, which she founded back in 2004. Now, with decades of experience in social work and business operations, she's built her practice on the principle that cultivating strong professional and personal relationships is the bedrock of success. Her unwavering commitment to excellence drives everything that this woman does. She's a graduate of Seton Academy. Attorney Ross earned her Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice Sciences from Illinois State University before obtaining her Juris Doctor from DePaul University College of Law. She's also an esteemed member of the Cook County Bar Association and Top Ladies of Distinction organization. Now, she's fueled by an indomitable determination instilled by her mother, Jewel, at a young age. Attorney Ross exemplifies every aspect of leadership. When she's not governing her entrepreneurial pursuits, Attorney Ross enjoys attending her son's basketball games, her daughter's orchestra concerts, comedy shows, sampling great cuisine, which I'm trying to hook up with her and go do some sampling, traveling, and cherish quality time with her family. Her diverse experience, legal acumen, and entrepreneurial vision makes Carshena Ross a force to be reckoned with in Chicago's legal and business atmospheres. So why am I talking to her? Well, she's also the owner of a new startup business, a new business that'll be located right at our beloved 111th Street intersection of the Major Taylor Trail. But before we talk about her new business ventures, I want us to spend some time just for all of our viewers to get to know Carshena, who she is, and how she's gotten to where she is. And hopefully she can leave some nuggets of advice for other African American women aspiring to do some of what she's done. So with that being said, let me, I'm like, wow. Okay, I intentionally did not want to shorten any part of your introduction because it's just so impressive. And so from your introduction, our viewers can tell that you wear so many hats as an attorney and an entrepreneur, a business leader, a mother, you name it, you do it. And this is what many of us deal with every day. So I'm just curious, Attorney Ross, what drives you, what motivates you to take on such a diverse array of professional roles? How do you do it? How do you do it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let me just say that. It all came together and turned into this person.
Okay.
I have experience in different areas. In my bio you read, I started in social work. So I was in law school. I started in social work. I worked at the Audi Home, the detention center while I was doing school. And I was
while you were in law school?
While I was in law school,
okay.
Yeah. So I did both. And I always had this entrepreneurial spirit that was really instilled by my mom. My mom owned a business for as long as I know. So 30 years she owned a transportation company. And so I kind of was...
So you're second generation of just really powerful, strong African-American entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
In our community.
In our community.
Okay.
So
where was your mama's bus company?
111th.
Okay.
So it was directly across the street from the building where the mural is.
Yeah, I knew. So, I wanted our viewers to hear that.
So, I was blessed to be able to acquire the property and to be able to continue with a lot of the dreams that was put together in front of me from a young girl all the way up to now.
So you acquired the property that your mom had used for her bus company business.
Directly across the street.
Okay.
Directly across the street.
Wow.
And it's even more significant that property is because I grew up there. So I grew up at 109th in Morgan, which is 2 blocks from there. So I lived there all the way until 1994. So that is my neighborhood, So anything happening around there, I think, is key to making sure that we are focusing on the community and making sure they get what they want. But for me, what motivates me and keeps me driving is this thirst for learning and knowledge.
Okay.
Now that I'm in this space, in this entrepreneur space, and working with the city and getting to know more about how business is done, I just want to know more.
Okay.
And now I want to be able to show others. I want to teach people. So education and knowledge for me is what drives me. The more I know, the more I see how programs work, how grants work, how businesses can get themselves in line for success. I just want to take it and teach it, because I wish that there was a person to teach me.
Do you have any like formal teaching training programs that you offer to other women interested in this?
So believe it or not, I'm actually going to be launching. So and you didn't even know this. So next, right, June 20th, I'm doing a Zoom masterclass. And a free masterclass. And so in the masterclass, we're going to be doing training for women, entrepreneurs, investors, people who own their own businesses but don't really know that they're entrepreneurs or CEOs, and showing them how you have access to money. You have access to entrepreneur loans. So the biggest thing I want to teach them is how to get to the money to start their businesses and keep them going.
How do if I wanted to sign up for this free masterclass, what do I go to?
So you could go on my Instagram. It's our company is We Sell Money. So that's our IG, we underscore SELL underscore money. And register for free. And let's learn something. There's so much information that's out there, and I've been able to put it all together in a way that I just wish somebody was able to do for me. Because people don't try to help you.
That. I know. I did not know that, but I'm happy that our viewers have a chance to have access to that information.
Yeah.
So now, your law firm was founded nearly 20 years ago, 2004, right?
Yes.
How has the legal landscape, particularly real estate and other businesses, how has that evolved over that amount of time period here in Chicago? Can you speak to that?
I would say this. So I started in 2004, and the real estate market crashed in 2008.
Okay.
So for me, I worked at a firm. I was doing great, and when that happened, so many deals fell apart. People were not purchasing. You know, they were scared. The general public was scared. Investors knew what they were doing. But for me and the firm I was with, they were like, hey, we don't need you anymore because practice is bad. Because of that. So I had to figure out how to reinvent myself during that time. So I went and worked with my mom, which, I was working with her as the corporate counsel for her business. And I just started seeing that I can really grow my own practice, which is what I did. And started working with people who, just individuals purchasing properties, business owners is purchasing properties. One of the biggest things that I learned through this real estate process is that you got to have your legacy together. You still, even though you own property, which I preach, I love real estate, but at the end of it, you got to have your legacy. You got to have your estate together. And
that's what I say. Break that down for us.
Yeah, you got to have it that your property passes the way you want it to.
Okay.
Right? If something was to happen to you, and your family does not have to fight through probate court.
Right.
And I wanted to say that one of the biggest things that I like that I feel like it changed is back in 2012, we put together this transfer upon death instrument. Not we, but the government here in Illinois. And so any homeowner can fill out this form now while they're alive and just insert who they want their property to go to. You don't have to go through probate. You don't have to fight anymore. It's a simple form. You have it. You can keep it.
You can do a master class on this topic
too.
You really could.
But so that's for me. I do those for people, but that was a huge change for me because it meant that a lot of people pass away. Their property will go and pass the way they want it to. And they'll save their loved ones from doing a lot in doing that. So that's one of the biggest things. I like it. It's a really the state of Illinois really put it together in Cook County.
So that's something that was a major change
in 2012.
In 2012. Okay.
Absolutely, that came about.
So all right, then. Let me get to another question, but you've already kind of given some of this question away, but as a successful, esteemed, and accomplished businesswoman yourself,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I can't find enough accolades, superlatives to describe you, but what advice would you give to other women looking to launch and grow their own enterprise? What would their business, whatever it is, what advice would you give to other women wanting to get to where you are?
I'm going to say, number one, start now.
Okay.
Whatever you're interested in, there's no time to waste anymore. Get started. If you need to start getting your legal documents together, get your foundation under you. But stop talking about it. Stop taking, listening to these people, these little sound bites on TikTok and Instagram. Find someone to link up with and start your business now.
Like Nike, just go do it.
Just do it. That's what I would say, number one. Number two, you don't have to do it alone. A lot of times we've been told, you start your business and you don't bring nobody in and you try to work it all yourself. Find a partner, right? You can start with a 50-50 partner. If things change, you guys can change your agreement, but use someone else's money, not just your own.
Okay.
Right?
Other people's money.
Other people's money. Yes. That's the next very important. And then to do something that you love.
Yeah.
Figure out what you would do for free and see how to monetize it or productize it some kind of way that you can help others. That's what I would say, because then if you're doing something that you love, if it's cooking, if it's cleaning,
whatever
it doesn't have to be so sophisticated. It doesn't have to be, I have this professional degree and you might like driving,
It reminds me of the advice my daddy always gave me. He says, Brenda, do something that you love doing and it's like never having to work a day in your life.
Correct.
But that's part of why it's so important for me to have you on the show. Besides, I do want to talk about this new business venture that you have going on our trail. But I look forward to the day that our community along the trail corridor looks similar to when I was a little girl. I can remember how the Roseland area was just full of small, it was mom and pop businesses.
Yes.
I mean, it was a thriving, self-supported community.
Absolutely.
And that's not there. And I'm looking forward to people like you investing in our community with their own businesses. So, I mean, what you have done is phenomenal and it is so important. And I'm just thankful that you've chosen our community where you and I both grew up at to have your business located. So now, okay. I don't want to run out of time. This is the Major Taylor Trail Keeper Show. So, we got to talk about this trail, okay? We got to talk about this trail, and I know you are the proud owner of the building that our beloved 111th Street mural is located on, which I know a lot of our viewers may not know this, and I stumbled across this when I first found out that Attorney Ross had acquired the building and was trying to figure out what she was going to do with this historic, iconic mural. But that mural was actually the first piece of public art in Major Taylor's honor. I also found that our trail I've always known that our trail is the only trail named after him, but it was one of the first public spaces named after our beloved Marshall Walter Major Taylor. So I don't want to give it away. I want you to just tell me about this new business. We know where it's located. It's the building that the mural is on, but what's going on? Come on, talk to me.
So,
talk to our viewers as well.
Coming up. As we said, this is our community.
Right.
And one of the main things that we're missing in our community is some healthy options for us.
All right.
For our community members and also for the cyclists who frequent the trail. And so I'm thinking of the first businesses that will be activated along the trail. The only thing I could think was, let's do smoothies. Okay. Let's do a smoothie shop. Let's do juice shops. It's going to be grapes. It's called Grapes.
What's the name?
Grapes.
Grapes. Okay.
A fresh juice bar. And what we will offer there are fresh smoothies, fresh cold pressed juices. We'll have grab and go snacks. We're gonna
healthy
have
snacks.
All healthy snacks.
Okay.
Quick lunches. Whatever you are inquiring about and need, usually you get it at a health food store. We'll have it. We're gonna have wheatgrass shots. We're gonna have ginger shots. Everything will be pressed for you freshly there, not bottled up. We'll have those healthy wellness drinks, the green drinks that are there, but also things for the kids. So we don't want to exclude anyone. So everyone is not healthy, but we all need to be working towards that goal. In that community now, we don't have those healthy options. You got to go outside of there to get to something that is good for your body.
Our community is still a food desert, even though I know we have the Jewel over at 119th, but that's it because Aldi is not a full service grocery store, so our community is still
Save a Lot.
Save a Lot.
Save a Lot is under remodel. They'll be open. That's at 107th and Halsted.
And will that be full service? They'll have deli, produce. That we're getting better.
We're getting
but
better.
Our community has been known as being a food desert and a food swamp, meaning the only options were, fast food.
And terrible fast food.
Yeah.
So for us, and I mentioned Save a Lot because I've actually already met with them. So we're going to be partnering where we'll be getting our fruits directly from them.
Okay.
So everything will be right there in our community. Believe it or
and that's
not.
going to be 107th and
Halsted.
Right. Yeah.
And so we're right at 111th and right off Morgan. So
right.
We'll be opening the juice bar. We're going to go through a full remodel with help from the City of Chicago. I definitely want to shout out the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund for helping us with this opportunity to bring this to our community. It's going to be a sit-in and a walk-up restaurant there.
Okay.
But like I said, juices, smoothies, open in the daytime. You can sit outside. The bikes will be comfortable. You'll be able to lock them up.
Okay.
And you can hang out. So very interesting.
So, I'm trying to find a nice way to put but what's gonna happen?
The mural. That's what she wants to ask about, guys. The mural. Sorry, I was burying the lead.
That's okay, because we all, this is no secret. And any of us that have gone by there in the last few years, we can see that those bricks that the mural is painted on is deteriorating. Mm-hmm. And so I know when I just met with you this morning, but when I had met with you before, you were thinking that you were going to have the bricks taken down, mm-hmm. and then you were going to replace it with something, but then that's changed. And talk just what's going to happen to our beloved mural. What's happening? Because you're the source. This is the source. No more rumors, okay?
No more rumors. So the goal of the mural is to preserve the mural.
Okay.
That, as you stated before, is probably one of the first pieces of public art. Because it's my community, I know that mural to be on that building for the last 40 years. I'm not going to say my whole age. But from my memory, about 20 plus years. Yeah. And so the goal is to keep the mural.
I think it was 2001 or 2. I can't remember what year, but it was short. The trail was installed it finished in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and the mural was one of the first things that went up there. Yeah. So for us, with the grapes juice bar, the goal is to preserve the mural. We actually had a meeting today, as we alluded to, with the city department that would be able to hopefully help us in getting that done. So the only issue would be shoring up the bricks and making sure mm-hmm. that it works that way. But we want to definitely preserve the mural and make sure that all of the cyclists who come from around the city and around the country, mm-hmm. Can continue to come there, get their photo ops, and get a juice. Absolutely.
And get a smoothie.
Yeah, people come from, I'm talking to the viewers, but people know that whenever people that are avid cyclists come to Chicago, that's one of the spots that they want to go to, as well as Major Taylor's gravesite. Yeah. And then soon people will be going to his the last place he lived, which is in Bronzeville. But yeah, it's become an icon, not just in the community, but in the greater cycling community across our country, because people know, hey, there's that mural for Major Taylor. So just for full disclosure to our viewers, I'm talking to our viewers now. So yes, we had an amazing meeting this morning with the alderman. The Commissioner D-Case was there. It's not definitive that we will be able to preserve the mural as is. I just don't want that misconception.
That's our goal.
That's the goal. The goal is that Attorney Ross will find a way to preserve it intact. But in our conversation, and correct me if I say anything wrong.
Sure.
Our understanding from the meeting this morning that we had is that if the bricklayers and all those other people with all this expertise determine that, because she's an attorney, I'm an educator, but if all these experts can't figure out a way to actually preserve it, then we know that we would either take the bricks and relocate it. You were thinking maybe in the backyard portion mm-hmm. of the business, mm-hmm. or last case scenario, it would be they can't preserve the bricks and you have to re-brick, then as soon as it's done, a replica of it would be put up on the same wall. So I don't want everyone to watch the show and say, she says she's preserving it, and then 3 months later, 6 months later, it's not preserved, and now y'all mad at don't be mad at me. Y'all be mad at her. Be mad at her. But I don't want that. So that's why I'm putting it out there that the goal is to find a way to preserve it. The commissioner, when we talked with her, she thinks that she has some great ideas and knows some people with expertise that may be able to preserve it. But for full disclosure, if that's not possible, something will still be in that location that is a tribute to Major Taylor. Is that a more accurate statement?
That is a definitely accurate statement. The goal was always to honor Major Taylor in even building this, and to have a place for the cyclists to be able to stop, use the restroom, get a break, catch some light, and and continue on their path. So so long as everyone knows, the goal is definitely to honor Major Taylor, not to take away from any of that.
And I think as a community, I think that's what's most important, because I think we understand, bricks, they deteriorate over time. They do.
And I think rough.
what would be, at least in my opinion, and people can comment on the post once this is posted, what's most important is that whatever has to happen, that space, which was the first public space to honor Major Taylor, still somehow there is a visual, artistic tribute to Major Taylor in that space. And I think as long as we land there, I think it's your community too.
Absolutely.
I'm good. But we fingers crossed that we find a way to preserve it. We really are.
And we're down. So we're working in definitely cooperation with you guys, your organization, the city of Chicago, and hopefully making this brand new and beautiful space for everyone.
Yeah, we really appreciate the being both, because I'm not just Major Taylor Trail Keepers, I'm also part of the Friends of the Major Taylor Trail, and so I'm in constant communication with Peter and Ann and all of our board members. We appreciate that you give us a seat at the table, because as a private business owner of that building, she does not have to do that. She does not have to consult with Brenda, Peter, Trail Keepers. She doesn't have to consult with anybody about nothing if she doesn't want to. And that's what we just really, we thank you for that, for giving us a seat at the table, acknowledging that, hey, there's some long-standing community organizations that value and cherish this. I also just give a plug for our Major Taylor Cycling Club, because on their club calendar, there's I think there's a weekly ride, or every other week there's been a ride on the trail. It hasn't gotten as much traction yet, but it will. So just the space that you have purchased, it is a beloved, iconic space in our community locally, but it's an iconic space in the greater Major Taylor cycling community across the country. We have the Major Taylor International is having a convention, I think, in 2 weeks. And, that Friday morning, they have about 230 some odd people that's going to be taking a tour of the trail. I wish your business was open in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we can put a table out and a sign out. We can figure that out. Because I definitely want people to know coming soon, and
that would be awesome if you had a sign out there that said coming soon.
Like that.
But it's just a really beloved and cherished space in our community, and I'm just so happy.
I'm honored.
I'm honored too, because a lot of times the businesses will come into our community and they don't care about the history of the community. They don't care about the history of the property. They don't care about the other community organizations. No. And so there's a reason that we're wanting to give you this space to talk about this. And I want to, if I end up doing the show again next year, Lord help me, I want to bring you back. And I want you to talk about how the business is doing. I want to have pictures of what it looks like. So you got pictures of what it looks like now, right?
Yeah. Before?
We want some before and after pictures, and just talk about how great the business is thriving, and what else she's got going on. And with that, I've got to start to wrap up, and I want to thank all of my viewers for joining us again this month. Some of you have been very faithful and loyal and been tuning in every single month. Stay tuned. Next month, we are interviewing John Adams from the Bronzeville Task Force, and he's got a big project going on with the Bronzeville Trail and making honor of the last place that Major Taylor lived, which was actually not. So we're off the trail. We'll be in Bronzeville next month talking with John Adams. And with that, again, we thank you.
Bye.
Bye.